Today I took 3 trades, 3 losses, max loss, daily loss limit hit. Yeah, great work. Big sell off yesterday after a nice little rally. Pivots were mostly bearish, so bearish relationships all across. Today's open was inside value though, and that's what kind of confused me here. I put in this fair value gap, but I don't know. I don't use it that much, but this time I put it in just because it was such a nice looking one, I guess. I don't know. And we're opening up inside this fair value gap, but we're also inside this value area and this value area here. So yeah, I was kind of confused here pre-market because big sell-off, nice supply zone, nice fair value gap here. We're opening inside it. I could. There's 3 short levels on a fair value gap. One is here, one at the midline, and one at the edge. And that aligned with supply, which I kind of liked. Value area high also was at supply. And then I want to long this value area low here, but we're opening above H3. So there's somewhat of a bullish sentiment here, but because it was opening inside value, I didn't know if I wanted to long at H3. So it was, I kind of put that in my plan, but I was more biased towards shorts. So I was thinking it could reject off of anywhere here inside this fair value gap. If not, it could come into supply and then reject. And that was kind of my bias for today. Just shorting anywhere here. Anywhere from 50%, value high ETH, supply zone, even up to H4 and value area high. And then I had long plan here at value area low. And I did put down H3 long, but I kind of dismissed it. And that was the wrong decision. So we open up inside this range here, comes right up to this 50% line here and starts rejecting. And it's right when market opens up too. So, I mean, I don't think I was crazy for taking this, but it was right at this level, 74.16, right? So the 50% level at this fair value gap is 74.15. It comes right up to that. I see a bunch of bars coming in, but candles negatives. 1 minute delta divergence there, 2 minute delta divergence forming. I don't want to get in right now, but I kind of wanted to see what it does here. So 20 range delta divergence also. Bunch of bars here that got absorbed and starts coming down. Kind of like it. Also, as it was making higher highs here on price, it was barely making a high on RSI. So that was kind of a side note, but I really like the CUD hidden divergence. I really like the 1 minute delta divergence. I really like the 2 minute delta divergence. I just wanted a retest back up into this zone, maybe 74.13 or so to short. Yeah, because I was so bearish biased that I just wanted to, I don't know, I was bearish biased and I saw good bearish confirmations and I was like, okay, I'm going to take it. And I didn't really think too much about it. Seemed like buyers were getting absorbed here, and I honestly don't think it was the worst trade, but it might have been because it might have been not the best level, right? So I don't know. Maybe I should just ignore this fair value gap, but I don't know. Maybe because yesterday there was a sell-off and I didn't catch that sell-off, and I was trying to long. Now I'm just trying to catch this off. I don't know. Maybe there's something in the subconscious there that I'm not recognizing. I don't know, but I thought I saw good bearish confirmations, which I think I did. I still see them, and then I had this level, which maybe wasn't the best level, but yeah. So I enter with one contract here, stop above here at the 14s. Right above where the 20 range made delta divergence. And then I add another one when it starts rejecting again. So that 2 minute kind of came back and retested, and then now it's selling off again. So I added another one, ends as a delta divergence on the 2 minute again, which I like, forms another one. but it gets kind of stuffed here. Lots of sellers, but not really selling off. B shape here, and then comes back up. I honestly contemplated putting my stop at the 12s here, which in the end wouldn't have mattered, but it did come back and reject again, forming another 2-minute delta divergence here, which I like. And then also forming more of a CVD hidden divergence, which I also like. Has great confirmations, honestly. Maybe just the level just wasn't the best. So 1, 2, 3 delta divergence on the 1 minute, another one on the 20 range, another one on the 2 minute. I just need some aggressive sellers and I should come back, but I was pretty much one tick away from stopping out here, and then formed another delta divergence here on the 20 range, and then started selling off. So at this point, it gets below the B shape, clears that, and starts selling off. I thought this was going to work out, but now it's at H3. I was saying H3 is 73.99. It comes right into that. And then, and then a bunch of sellers get absorbed here, forms a B shape, and then rallies up. So I'm kind of debating whether or not to put my stop at break even here. I see all these sellers getting absorbed. I see this delta divergence. I see that kind of a B shape forming now. And I'm not a huge fan of it, but we did clear this, right? So, I mean, maybe there's a chance, but there's a B shape there, delta divergence. Now delta divergence forming on the 2 minute. But I don't know. I thought maybe I should just give it a chance. At this point, I was up about 1.5 R. But no, it just rallied up and came back to stop me out. And I didn't put my stop at break even, so I stopped out at full loss here. Was that the right decision? I mean, technically it didn't hit 2R, so yes, I guess. And yes, I accepted the loss, so I ended up taking the full loss, but I don't think I did anything really wrong here except for the level that just wasn't great. So yeah, the thing is, H3 long was in my plan. I just completely ignored it because I was so short biased, I think. But 3-minute high volume hammer there. Yeah, and then here, 1 minute 2-bar reversal. So it came down into H3 and then rallied. And obviously this is the B shape here, selling trapped at the lows, 20 range delta divergence B shape. I think there was also, nothing on the 1 minute, but 2 minute was forming a delta divergence. Maybe I could have taken it here long, right? Came back down, retest into that B shape, then bouncing back up. Could have taken it. Could have taken it long, and that would have worked out very well, very nicely. Just straight up. It was just a beautiful long here off of H3. I just didn't give it that much thought. I was really bearish biased today. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it did open above H3. I mean, there's no reason why I shouldn't look at it, but if I didn't have this stupid zone, then maybe I would have looked at that. But because I had this stupid thing, I was looking more at shorts. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work out, right? But I don't know. So then it comes into value area high over here. I mean, after this, it was kind of sucky trades, honestly. I see very little confirmation here. So I see this 20 range delta divergence. I see it as a P shape there, nice P shape. Right at, what is it? Value area high ETH, which was about 24, comes right into that, forms a nice delta divergence. I'm looking for a retest here. But I don't know. I don't mind, I guess. I see that 2 minute forming a delta divergence. I see it 3 seconds left in that candle. Although the clock was off a little bit, I think. Yeah, and then it just started going back up. So, yeah, I should have made a 2-minute delta divergence, but it didn't. I mean, I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know what else I can say. It did break out of this area. H3, I should probably go up to H4, right? So maybe I shouldn't have taken a short over here, but yeah, got stopped out pretty quickly here. Then rallies up even more, forms another shooting star here, right into the supply zone here now. 7430 comes into supply zone, starts rejecting. Nice delta divergence on the 20 range. And it goes up, tests, and I honestly thought about going long here, but I was like, maybe that's a chase. I don't know. I should just stick to my short plan because that's what I have planned, instead of trying to long after it hit the supply zone, which would have been my target off of H3. So instead I try to go short here. And it's just not great. Yeah, I thought this 2-minute was going to form a delta divergence bearish. That did not end up happening. It ended up closing above as a green candle and then stopped me out. Yeah, so longs there would have worked out. I think I would have longed at 74.31, and I would have gone at least, I don't know, 10 points or so. I guess it wouldn't have made a difference. At least it wouldn't have been a loss. I don't know. I'm not doing very well these days. I mean, was there really good confirmations? Not really. Just this 20 range delta divergence came back and seemingly held. Was making a CVD hidden divergence, but not much other than that. Worth a try, maybe. I thought this was good. That's why I added another contract. But nope. Didn't happen. And then, of course, breaks the highs, forms RSI hidden or normal divergence, sells off from the supply zone all the way to my POC target. And yes, of course it does that after I'm done, after I hit my max loss. Of course it does. Yeah, maybe I should have been more patient with these two and taken this instead. I don't know. If I longed H3, that would have been the best play of the day. But I just missed it. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I need to do some serious reviewing at the end of the month here, but yeah, I don't really know what to do.